If you feel lost right now, hear me. You are not broken. You are overloaded. Stop for a second. Take that in. You're not behind. You're overloaded. That feeling in your chest, the 1,000 open tabs in your brain, the pinging texts, the headlines, the comparison, the pressure to have a 5-year vision when you can't even decide what to make for dinner, that isn't a character flaw. It's your nervous system waving a flag that says, I need a reset. I want you to hear this with no shame attached. Feeling lost is common. It's human. I've been there, overwhelmed to the point I couldn't hear my own thoughts. And what pulled me out was not a perfect plan. It was a short, structured reset that calmed my body and gave me one honest next step. That's it. Not 10 steps, not a new identity overnight, one. I always say you're one decision away from a different life. And right now, we're going to make space for that decision. You do not need to fix your life today. You do not need a 5-year plan. In fact, trying to blueprint your future from inside a fog is why you feel more stuck. You don't need clarity first, you need calm first. Then we pull the chaos out of your head and onto paper. Then we reconnect you to what actually matters to you in this season. And then this is the magic. We turn one honest decision into a scheduled next step. That's the whole arc. I'm giving you a simple container, the 30-minute life reset. 30 minutes to move from fog to clarity to action. It's timed, it's doable. It's designed to regulate your body, externalize the noise, and choose one next move you can actually follow through on today. You will feel better not when you think about it, but when you start it. Wherever you are, meet me there. If you're on a walk, keep walking. You're going to use that movement for the first few minutes. If you're in your car, park it for the writing parts. If you're at your kitchen table, grab a pen and a scrap of paper. You don't need fancy. But when I tell you to write, you stop multitasking and you write. Deal? You have the time. You have the time. You have the time. 30 minutes to get your life back on your own side. You are not alone. The fog is not forever. This is not who you are. It's what you're experiencing. And the experience changes the second you decide to reset instead of spiral. We're doing this together. Breathe, ground, no shame, just the next honest decision inside a 30-minute reset. Let's start. Okay, friend, here's the hard truth, and I'm saying it because I love you and I refuse to let you keep drowning in a puddle. No one's coming. No one's coming to climb inside your brain, close the tabs, and hand you a map. That is not bad news. That is the best news because it means you and I can take back the controls right now. Direction doesn't fall from the sky. Direction comes from decision. And we're going to make one small, honest decision on purpose. Hold on. I want you to hear this as a binary because your brain needs simple right now. Either you decide your next step or your fear decides it for you. That's it. Those are the only two pilots available. And fear is an aggressive driver. Fear will keep you refreshing your inbox, rearranging the bookshelf, scrolling for a sign, telling yourself you need more information before you begin. Are you freaking kidding me? That is the trap. Waiting for motivation is a trap. Waiting for certainty is a trap. Waiting for a sign is a trap. The sign is that you feel like this. The cue is the fog itself saying, hey, time to reset. You are not lost. Words matter. You are in a transition without a process. That's different. Lost is an identity that keeps you stuck. Transition is a season that needs structure. And we just gave you one, a 30-minute life reset. This is why the time box works. Urgency creates focus. Focus creates relief. Relief creates momentum. When you tell your brain, we're doing this for 30 minutes, it stops flailing and starts prioritizing. The clock becomes a container. The container becomes calm. Calm becomes clarity. Clarity becomes action. That's the chain. So micro commitment time. Give me 30 minutes. That's it. You can go back to spiraling afterward, just not for the next half hour. I'm serious. For 30 minutes. We're not negotiating. We're not perfecting. We're not waiting for the mood to strike. We are choosing. Your next honest decision is to show up for the reset you just promised yourself. Say it out loud if you have to. For the next 30 minutes, I'm in control. I know you think you need to feel ready. You don't. Readiness is a feeling that follows action. Motivation is what shows up after you start, not before. This is the moment You stop outsourcing your life to your emotions and you start leading them. Tiny decision, big signal. I choose me, I choose the clock, I choose the process. When you make that decision, even before you do a single exercise, your nervous system gets the memo. Someone's at the wheel. So here's our pact. You commit to the 30 minutes, I'll guide you through it. No drama, no overthinking. We're going to interrupt the pattern, dump the truth, snap back to values, audit your energy, pick the next honest decision, and schedule the easiest version of it. That's the plan. We're not waiting another day for your life to begin. Decide now. Controls, back in your hands. Minute 0, we move. Stand up if you can. If you can't, sit tall like you mean it. Shoulders back. One hand on your chest, one on your belly. We're taking 10 slow breaths together. In through your nose. Feel your top hand rise. Now deeper, let your belly hand move too. Long, slow exhale through your mouth like you're fogging a mirror. That's 1. Keep going. In, out, in, out. I want the exhale longer than the inhale. That longer exhale tells your brain, we're safe. We're here. Don't rush. This is not fancy. This is you taking the wheel. As you breathe, I want you to answer me. Out loud if you can. Where are your feet? Name it. On the kitchen tile? In your sneakers on a sidewalk? Tucked under you on the couch? Good. What's one sound you hear right now? The hum of the fridge? Traffic? A bird? My voice? Name one. And what's one thing you can see? A coffee mug? A tree? The corner of your screen with a tiny crack you keep ignoring? Name it. Lift your eyes and anchor. Keep breathing. Hand on chest. Hand on belly. Exhale slow. Hold on. I need you to hear this because it will save you from 1,000 bad decisions. Anxiety mimics no direction. When your nervous system is lit up, your thinking narrows. It's not that you don't know anything. Your brain is just in a tunnel. You start catastrophizing. You forget options that exist. You scroll for a sign. You tell yourself one dramatic story after another. And you call it clarity, but it's not. It's a stress response. This is why you don't need clarity first. You need calm first. You cannot think your way out of dysregulation. You regulate first, then you think. Keep breathing. Let your jaw unclench. Drop your shoulders again. Wiggle your toes. If you're standing, soften your knees. If you're sitting, plant your feet flat. 2 more slow breaths. In, out longer. In, out longer. Good. Feel your hands move on your body. That's proof you're here. You're not floating in the fog. You are in a body that you can steady. And when you steady your body, your mind stops sprinting and starts walking. Gentle rule, and I want you to adopt it for life. No life decisions during a panic loop. None. If your heart is racing, your chest is tight, your thoughts are fast, and absolute no emails, no breakups, no quitting, no grand declarations. Reset first, always. Give yourself a 3-minute pattern interrupt like we just did. Or go take a quick walk around the block, cold water on your wrists, 10 breaths. Then decide that one rule will save you months of cleanup. Ask yourself again, where are your feet? What's one sound? What's one thing you can see? Name it. You're back. Calmer, not perfect calmer. And calmer is enough to lead. State before strategy. Calm before clarity. Now that your system is downshifted, we can start pulling the chaos out of your head and onto paper. Stay with me. We're doing this one step at a time. Grab a piece of paper or open your notes app. I don't care if it's a receipt or the back of an envelope. Set a 7-minute timer. Title it Truth Dump. When I say go, you write without editing, without judging, without formatting. Spelling doesn't matter. Punctuation doesn't matter. Pretty doesn't matter. Honesty matters. You are emptying the tabs in your brain onto the page. Ready, go. What are you avoiding? Write it. What are you behind on? Write it. What are you pretending isn't bothering you? Write it. What conversation are you dreading? What bill haven't you opened? What text have you been meaning to send? What decision are you stalling on because you're scared to choose wrong? What appointment are you overdue for? What habit is quietly wrecking your sleep? What mess in your house is stealing your attention every day? What promise to yourself have you broken so many times you rolled your eyes just now? Put it down. Keep your pen moving. If you stall, write the words "what else?" until another thought surfaces. Be petty if you need to. Be dramatic if you need to. Be specific. I hate my mornings. I'm worried about my mom. I keep pretending that project will magically finish itself. I'm jealous of my friend and it makes me feel small. I need to cancel that thing I said yes to. All of it. The fears, the to-dos, the half ideas, the tiny annoyances, the big questions, the grief, the grit, the screenshots living rent-free in your mind. Dump it, dump it, dump it. I want you to hear this while you're writing. The mess on this page, this is not evidence you're a disaster. This is your brain trying to protect you by freezing you. When you feel overloaded, your mind throws everything into one giant pile to keep you from taking a risk. It thinks it's keeping you safe. We're not shaming it. We're leading it. Timer still running? Keep going. The thing you're scared to put down because if I write it, it becomes real, that thing is already real. Putting it on paper doesn't make it bigger. It makes it containable. Breathe. Write. No editing. No solving. Just tell the truth. Okay? Stop. Look at your page. That's why you feel lost. Your mind is carrying all of this alone. The second it's on paper, you're no longer inside the chaos. You're outside it looking at it. That's leadership. That's you taking the wheel. Now, quick sort. Draw 3 fast headers or mark items with letters. C, I, X. C equals I can control. I equals I can influence. X equals I cannot control. Gut sort your list. Not perfect fast. I can control sounds like when I wake up, what I put on my calendar, the email I send, what I say yes or no to, what I consume before bed, the dishes in my sink. I can influence sounds like requesting an extension, asking for help, proposing a meeting time, setting a boundary, offering a solution. I cannot control sounds like other people's reactions, the past, the economy, whether someone texts back, the weather, the timeline you wish you were on. Circle anything in the X column and draw a line through the mental fight with it. You can release it from today's decision making. That one move frees up so much energy. Now, glance back at the C column. See those? Those are levers you can pull. The I column are doors you can knock on. The X column is not your job. Take a breath, shoulders down. You just move from fog to a map. When you put the chaos on paper, you stop being inside it, and you can finally lead yourself. We're going to use this map in the next step. Stay with me. Good. You've got a map. Now we need a compass. This is the snap back to values. When I say values, I'm not talking about a Pinterest board or a tattoo. I'm talking about what you want your time, your energy, and your choices to represent in this season of your life. Not forever. This season, 60 days, 90 days. What do you want people to be able to see in how you move through a normal week? Don't overthink it. I'm going to read a handful out loud, and I want you to circle 3 right now. Gut level. Peace, health, freedom, mastery, family, creativity, stability, service, connection, courage. First 3 that hit something true in your chest. Circle them. Say them out loud. I want you to hear your own voice. Name them. Hold on. Let this land. Feeling lost isn't a lack of ambition. 9 times out of 10, it's living out of alignment. Your calendar, your yeses, your late night scrolling, the obligations you resent, that's a values conflict. No judgment, just reality. Direction is values plus action, not a perfect plan. I'm going to say that again because this is the pivot. Direction is values plus action. You do not need to architect your whole life. You need to aim your next decisions at what you just circled. Now we translate your 3 into this week. If peace matters, what has to change this week? Where are the noise leaks? Maybe it's the phone in your bedroom. Maybe it's the back-to-back meetings with no buffer. What do you remove? What do you add? What do you protect? If freedom matters, what are you overcommitted to? Where do you need to say, I'm out, or not this month, or I can't take that on? If mastery matters, what's the one focus block on your calendar for the skill you keep saying you want? Name the block. If family matters, where is the actual time, faces, voices, not just logistics on your schedule? If creativity matters, what tiny daily practice gets 10 minutes? If stability matters, what autopilot routine starts this week? If service matters, who gets a check-in or a concrete act? If connection matters, who do you text to set up a walk? If courage matters, what uncomfortable but honest communication happens by Friday? Go back to your C&I columns. Underline the items that directly serve your 3 values. Those are your levers and doors that matter. Put a dot next to anything that clearly fights your values. Those are candidates to pause, cancel, or delegate. This isn't about perfection. It's about direction. Now close your eyes for 10 seconds and picture a normal Tuesday aligned with your 3. Not a fantasy day, a Tuesday. You wake up and you don't reach for your phone for the first 10 minutes, peace. You drink water, you do a brisk 10-minute walk or stretch health. You sit for a 4 or 5 minute focused block on the project that builds your future mastery. At lunch, you eat something that doesn't wreck your afternoon and you step outside for light, health, peace. You say no to a meeting that could have been an email freedom. You send one brave, direct message that you've been avoiding courage. You leave a 10-minute buffer before your last commitment so you get home, grounded, family, connection. You're not perfect. You're aimed. Do you feel that? It's not complicated. It's cleaner. Values create the rails carry the action. We're going to pick one honest decision next and schedule the easiest version of it. For now, hold tight to those 3 words. They are your north in this season. Values are your rails. Now let's deal with the fuel. Because if your energy is leaking, even the best values get dragged behind you like a couch. We're going to diagnose, not judge, grab the same page. Draw 2 columns, drains on the left, gives on the right. Set a 2-minute timer for each. I want 5 items per column, people. Habits, obligations, environments. No poetry. Just name what's true. Start with drains. Common ones, doom scrolling. One-sided friendships where you're always the therapist. Clutter kitchen counters. The chair with a week of laundry. Alcohol that promises relax and hands you lousy sleep. Over-promising because you hate disappointing people. Unresolved admin, the returns pile, the insurance form, the dentist you keep rescheduling, the inbox you quick check for 47 minutes, meetings with no agenda, the group chat that pings all day, that fluorescent office corner where you never feel human. Put it down. No shame. Data. Now the gives. 5, fresh air and a 10-minute walk, sunlight on your face before screens, a tidy sink at night, 1 real conversation instead of 20 texts, music that lifts you, stretching, reading a chapter, cooking something simple, quiet mornings, making anything, writing, drawing, building, prayer, meditation, journaling, a 4 or 5 minute deep work block, laughter, green space, a room with a door. Name yours. Hold on. I want you to hear this line and let it hit you in the ribs. You don't find yourself by thinking harder. You find yourself by changing what you repeatedly allow. Most of your drains are not moral failures. They are defaults, and defaults are automatic. Automatic phone on the nightstand equals automatic midnight scroll. Automatic yes equals automatic resentment. Automatic open floor office equals automatic distraction. We are going to change some defaults. Look at the drains. Question chain time. Which drain is optional? Circle it. Which one is negotiable with a small tweak or a time cap? Star it. Which one is a boundary issue, meaning it will keep draining you until you say something or change access? Box it. Which one is a one-time fix, return the package, clear the counter, versus a recurring pattern, late nights, saying yes, label them. This is leverage. Optional gets cut first. Negotiable gets rules. Boundary gets words. One time gets a sprint. Now pick one. One drain you will reduce by 10% this week. Not 100%, 10. If you doom scroll 2 hours a night, 10% is 12 minutes. Set your phone to grayscale after 9 p.m. Plug it in across the room. Use a $10 alarm clock. If clutter eats your focus, 10% is 1 surface cleared every night before bed. If alcohol steals your sleep, skip 2 nights this week. If you overpromise, institute a 2 4-hour let me check my calendar pause before any new yes. If a one-sided friendship drains you, reply tomorrow, not today, and offer a once-a-week call instead of constant texting. Then pick one gives to increase by 10%, 10 minutes more sleep, 10 minutes outside at lunch, 10 extra minutes of deep work with the door closed, one more real conversation, one evening a week with your phone in a basket. Put both on your calendar right now. Defaults don't change by intention, they change by design. Schedule is a default, environment is a default, proximity is a default. Move the charger, set the downtime, put a chair by the window. Tell the person, tiny design beats giant willpower every time. Breathe. You just turn values into energy stewardship. This is how you stop feeling lost, by stopping the slow leaks and feeding the steady fires. Not someday, this week. 10% down on one drain, 10% up on one give. That's it. You're already lighter. All right, we've regulated the body, dumped the truth, snapped back to values, and plugged a couple of leaks. You're steady enough to lead. Now it's time for the turn. This is the moment you stop circling and you choose, not 10 choices. One, I call it the next honest decision. Not the biggest decision, not the flashiest, the truest next step you already know. I want you to hear me. You don't need the right decision. You need the next honest one. Open your page. Look at your C&I columns. Put your finger on them. Ask these two questions out loud. Yes, out loud. If I did only one thing this week, what would reduce my stress the most? What would future me thank me for? Don't overthink. Your gut just spoke. That whisper, that's the one. It's usually the thing you've been avoiding. And listen, you have full permission to choose tiny. Tiny still restores agency. Tiny is a decision. Tiny is forward. Need examples? Here. Send the email you've been dodging. I need an extension, or I'm out of this project. Make the appointment. Therapy, dentist, doctor, financial advisor. End the situationship that's draining you. One kind, clear text, and a boundary. Ask for help. Can you take the kids Tuesday? Can you review this deck? Can we shift this deadline? Choose a deadline for the project you keep moving. Pick the course, the cert, the next module, and commit to lesson 1. Decline the recurring meeting that does nothing but waste your brain. Put in the PTO request. Start the return you're tripping over. Order the storage bins and clear one closet. Tell your boss, I need a quiet hour daily. Simple, true, honest. Hold on. If 2 options are screaming at you, choose the one that reduces stress the most this week. If you're tempted to pick a performative, complicated thing because it looks productive, nope, honest, over impressive. What would future you 48 hours from now stand up and slow clap for? That one. Pick it. Now write this sentence in ink, big and clear. My next honest decision is, fill it in. Don't type it cute in your head. Write it. Say it. If your hand hesitates, that's the sign you're on something true. Write it anyway. Read it out loud once. Good. Circle it. Star it. That is you taking back the controls. I want you to catch what just happened in your body. When you decide, the static drops. You don't need to feel certain. You don't need to guarantee outcomes. You don't need anyone's permission. You made a clean, honest call aligned with your values. That is leadership. That is peace. That is how confidence is built. Decision by decision by decision. We're about to make this decision ridiculously easy to execute, so you can't talk yourself out of it. But for this minute, breathe and feel the relief. You chose. Tiny counts, honest wins. Future you is already grateful. Now, we make it so easy you can't talk yourself out of it. We're turning your decision into a 2-step plan. Step 1 is 2 minutes. Step 2 is 15. That's it. Clarity sticks when it's scheduled and simplified. Step 1, 2 minutes, right now. You create the start line. If it's an email, open the draft, write the subject line, and type the first sentence. If it's a call, put the number in your phone and label the contact. If it's a workout, lay the shoes and clothes by the door and set the playlist. If it's an appointment, open the booking page and enter your name and phone. If it's a boundary text, pre-write the exact words. If it's a return, print the label. If it's deep work, Open the document, title it, and paste the outline. Step 1 is the door crack. Do it before this ends. 2 minutes. Go. Step 2, 15 minutes on the calendar within 24 hours. If 24 is impossible, 72 hours max. No someday. Someday is code for never. We're building a container so your brain can relax and your feet can move. Open your calendar. Find a 15-minute block in the next day. Name it exactly. Step 2, your decision. Location, where you'll do it. Notes, the one action you'll take in those 15 minutes. Alarm, on. Do not overcomplicate this. Put it on the calendar. Put it on the calendar. Put it on the calendar. Now we remove friction like we're clearing a runway. Pre-write the text and save it in notes. Copy-paste the email address. Bookmark the tab and move it to your first position. Put the folder on your desktop and name it with today's date. Lay the clothes out now. Put the form, card, or envelope by the door. Put the water bottle in the fridge. Put the number into your favorites. Put the appointment link in your calendar entry. Move the charger out of your bedroom. Set do not disturb for that exact 15 minutes. Close your office door or book a room with a door. Create a single click start so you cannot search and get lost. Add one line of accountability. Text someone. I'm doing a 30-minute reset. Can I text you when I finish? Step 1. Hit send. When you get the thumbs up, you've got a witness. People don't need to manage you. They only need to know you're in motion. If you don't have a person, write yourself a sticky note and put it on your screen. Text Mel when done. I'll take it. The point is, eyes on it. Final check. Do you have a 2-minute start completed now? A 15-minute slot on the calendar within 72 hours? The friction removed? One human looped in? If yes, exhale. You just turned a feeling into a plan and a plan into a time. That's control. That's peace. And when the calendar chimes, you don't think you start 15 minutes. Done is momentum. Simplify, schedule, start. Tomorrow morning, you might wake up and feel the fog again. That heavy, vague, I want you to hear me. That doesn't mean this didn't work. That means you have a human brain that defaults under stress. Of course, it tries to slide back to old grooves. That's not a character flaw. It's wiring. So we don't panic. We plan. The goal isn't to never feel lost. The goal is to have a protocol when you do. Here's your protocol. 60 seconds. You can run it anywhere. First, breathe. 3 slow inhales. 3 even slower exhales. Longer out breath. Shoulders down. Name your feet. Name one sound. Land in your body. Second, reread the sentence you wrote. My next honest decision is, say it out loud. Third, do step 1 again. Right now. Crack the door. Open the draft. Paste the line. Pull up the booking page. Put the shoes by the door. Hit save. Tiny start. 60 seconds. That's your mini reset. Breathe, read, start. Every time you run it, you cut through the static and your nervous system gets the memo. We're okay. We're moving. Now, let's talk about fog versus fact, because this is where you get hijacked. Fog is a feeling. It's real in your body, but it is not a forecast. Fog says, I'm behind on everything. I'm blowing it. This is pointless. Facts are simple, boring, grounding. Facts say, I slept 5 hours and my brain is cranky. I have a 1 5-minute block at 1:30. I wrote my next decision. I can send 1 email before 9 a.m. Feelings are weather. Facts are ground. When the fog rolls in, label it, then ask, what's the fact I can act on? Act on the fact, not the feeling. Protective boundary. And I want you to tattoo this on your day. Stop asking, what's my purpose, when you're depleted. That question is gasoline on a tired brain. When you're spun out, you don't need philosophy. You need traction. Swap it for what's my next step. That one question is a lifeline. Next step gets you out of bed. Next step opens the draft. Next step walks you to the door for air. Purpose is found in motion, not in rumination. Next step, always. If you miss your 1 5-minute block, you are not starting over, you're resuming. No shame sprints. Run the mini reset. Take 5 minutes and do the smallest slice. Reschedule the 15 minutes within 72 hours. Text your accountability person, wobbled, I'm back. New slot, 4:15, done. We do not do all or nothing here. We do all or something. Something wins. You are building an identity with these reps. You're becoming someone who responds to uncertainty with action. Read that again. Not someone who never feels uncertain, someone who moves anyway. Every time the fog comes and you run the protocol, you lay another brick. Brick by brick becomes a path. A week from now, you will look back and see ground covered you didn't think you had in you. So tonight, put your reset tools where you can see them. That sentence you wrote, make it your lock screen. Put a sticky note by your bed. Breathe, read, start. Put your calendar where you will open it in the morning. Move the charger out of your room so your brain doesn't get hijacked at 1 a.m. Protect the morning like it matters, because it does. And tomorrow, when the fog taps you on the shoulder, don't negotiate. Run the protocol. 60 seconds. Facts over fog. Next step over purpose. Tiny action over spiraling. You are not lost. You are leading. Keep going. Look at what you just did. Not someday. Now, you regulated your body. You dumped the truth onto paper. You circled 3 values that actually matter in this season. You ran an energy audit and named what drains you and what gives you life. You chose your next honest decision, and you turned it into a 2-step plan with a real time on a real calendar. That is not theoretical progress. That is visible, countable proof. You didn't think about getting unstuck. You did it. Stop for a moment and take that in. Feel your chest. It's a little looser, isn't it? The static is lower. That's not magic. That's mechanics. Movement creates hope, and hope makes more movement feel possible. This is the loop we're building on purpose. You got calm first, then externalized, then aligned, then decided, then scheduled. That's a reset. That's a wheel you can roll anytime the fog shows up. I want you to hear me like I'm right there next to you. I love you as a friend. You are not behind. You are doing better than you think. No one's coming to make this easier, but you came. You chose. You started. You're one decision away from a different life, and you just made that decision. Read your sentence again. My next honest decision is, that's your north. You don't need your whole life figured out. You need your next honest decision, and you just found it. Here's what I want you to do next. Before you close this, do step 1, 2 minutes. Crack the door, open the draft, and type the first line. Pull up the booking page and put your name in. Print the label, lay the shoes by the door, put the folder on your desktop, hit save, start the start. Then I want you to put your stake in the ground where I can see it, drop a comment with your next honest decision. If that feels like too much, give me one word, the value you chose for this season. Peace, courage, mastery, connection. Type it, post it. When you say it out loud and write it where someone can witness you, you're not alone in it anymore. You're accountable to it. And please send this to one person who keeps saying, I don't know what I want. They don't need perfect answers. They need a reset. They need a hand on their shoulder and a plan that takes 30 minutes and gives them themselves back. Be that person. Share it. We don't hoard hope. We pass it on. When your calendar chimes, don't think start. 15 minutes. Doors closed. One action. When you finish, text your person, done. Then breathe and feel that click of pride in your chest. That's you building trust with you. I am proud of you. I love you. You're doing a good job. Keep going. Facts over fog. Next step over purpose. Tiny action over spiraling. We'll do this again tomorrow. You've got you.